Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. The name's Grimm, and last time was quite a bit. Nothing we couldn't handle. And on today's agenda, we mostly have not a super long day, but a very important one though. Since last time we were able to finish Brigitta's quest. So, all we need to do now is just run back and get our rewards. She did promise a good sum of money and we kinda need it. Well, actually no. We basically have all the equipment we need for the dungeon, for the cathedral. So now, all we really need is healing items. Cause we used them all in the dungeon, I'm not joking, like, all I have is MP restoring items and like 2 50 HP restores and 1 100 HP restore. We are broken healing department. Anyways, well, good afternoon, ma'am. May I have my reward? What the issue we discussed earlier? Here's a horn. Uh-huh. Would this be the brute's horn? You can tell me the details inside. Come along. She had like a harder voice, like, not harder, sterner voice.
Mission accomplished, then.
Just listen. Oh, it's such a good voice. Okay, Atlas, y'all are fucking cracked at voice actors. Anyways.
You'll have your reward. I'll let the merchant know to allow you through as well. I thank you.
I meant at hiring voice actors. And that was it. A bullish embargo. We fulfilled Brigitta's request, and we were rewarded with special access and discounts to her igniter shop. We got a pious igniter, increased the courage, and 7,500 reeve. Oh, very nice.
Alright.
And it boosts the courage. Honestly, courage is one of the harder stats to level up in this game, so very...
I knew an outsider
I'm very glad to get it.
perfect for slipping through the cracks. Clearly, you were the right man for the job. You should keep our supply lines flowing smoothly. Thanks for helping us sort this out.
Thanks for the money.
By the way, what do you say to more consistent work from me? I can't imagine an elder could find an honest job in this city otherwise. But I don't much care what tribe you are. I'll always make sure you're paid properly for the work you do. Besides, keeping in contact with me might have its own advantages.
True, that doesn't sound so
Have you
bad.
made up your mind?
We kind of have to accept.
Alright, I accept.
A wise choice.
Alexandar's all happy about it.
Fine then. You seem determined enough.
Yeah?
You heard nothing just now, right?
Right.
Right. I didn't hear anything.
That's for the best. It was just the wind. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I've got some business to attend to. We'll go our separate ways for today. However, I trust you won't be telling anyone what you think you heard. If you do tell anyone, well, I'm sure you're sharp enough to imagine the consequences.
I imagine cement shoes. Wait, there's no ocean around here.
Then we have a deal.
Alrighty then. Put her there! I sense a hint of trust beneath all the wariness Brigitta feels towards me.
The Trader and Iconoclast, Brigitta. Within her dwells the virtue of the merchant. Nurture thy bond with her, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
Brigitta is your potential 6th follower!
Interesting. Perhaps he does have hidden depths.
Perhaps. She gives you the, well, proof of membership. You can now buy igniters at her shop, but more importantly, you get the merchant archetype, which breaks the game. I'll explain in a minute. Yeah, we can unlock the merchant archetype. I can now buy things from Grand Transit Niter Shop due to the effective proof of membership. Yada yada.
You'll pick up your next job here. Come back another day.
Alright. Thanks for the money. And for the new archetype. Now, before we move on to our nighttime activities of the day, which I still kind of need to figure out, we have a lot more freedom now, since we did the important stuff first. But before that, let's move on to our first actual topic of the series. And since we're just discussing the merchant archetype, why don't we dive into the concept of archetypes as a whole? Now, the creator of this game used more as a telling piece to basically explain what archetypes are. He describes them as souls of heroes' path that have come back again, essentially, to aid the heroes of present due to similar behaviors or ideals they have. Which is very similar, not quite the same, but similar to Carl Jung's idea of archetypes. Now, Carl Jung was a psychologist who basically established the ideas of archetypes. His definition of them were that they are universal innate patterns of behavior, images, and symbols from the collective unconscious. These manifest in dreams, myths, literatures, and art, and they focus more on the psychological and behavioral patterns of humanity as a whole. So essentially think of them like repeated behaviors humans often do, like an actual archetype in a book. An archetype in, like, say, the actual hero of a story being the good, the villains, the bad, the repeated behavior that you see from them. Think of it similar to that. However, archetypes themselves are not the common patterns. I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but essentially, think of it more like we use the patterns to identify the archetypes, and then we hypothesize from there. It's a bit complicated, but honestly, it's more simple once you wrap your head around it. Now, the archetypes in-game that are established, a majority, if not all of them, are made up. Which honestly makes sense, because Carl Jung only actually established 5 archetypes throughout all of his works, at least from my knowledge. You might say, oh, but I've heard of the 12 archetypes, or the 12 this, 12 that. Carl Jung did not make that, actually. He established the ideals of archetypes. However, Carol Pearson created the 12 archetypes to compete with the MBTI personality test. That's right, she took the idea of the archetype being a repeated pattern of humanity and turned it into a personality test. I don't know whether that's more insulting or not admirable. Is she being respectful or being insulting? Because, like, that is not what the archetypes at all in the first place. Archetypes are the building blocks of the psyche, essentially, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So, what are the actual 5 archetypes Carl Jung establishes? Well, these are actually pretty familiar terms if you play the Persona series. Speaking of, Persona. This is a social face an individual presents to the world. In Persona 5, it was a mask. In Persona 4, it was a part of your personality that you use to face life's hardship. In Persona 3, I didn't understand the symbolism there. But in all these cases, the persona is just an aspect of yourself you present to the world. This persona can change depending on what you want to present to the world. A shadow. Well, if you play Persona, again, sorry, it's everything a person represses. Whether it's due to it being an evil feeling, socially unacceptable or harmful to others or themselves. Basically, it can be your negative thoughts, the aspect of yourself you yourself disapprove of, or you're disgusted by, anything you don't want to face in yourself, essentially. Now, here's a quick distinction. The persona and shadow are not one and the same. The persona series can make you think differently. They're not one and the same. One's just what you present to the world, and one's what you hide from the world. They can, in fact, interact with the persona being able to present or hide more to shadow, but other than that, no, they're not one and the same. Next up is the anima or animus. So, the anima is the unconscious feminine side of a man, and the animus is vice versa, the unconscious masculine side of a woman. Honestly, that's pretty straightforward. I feel like I don't need to explain more from there, so we'll keep going. Next up is a very important one. It's the idea of the self. This signifies the unification of the consciousness and unconsciousness in a person. You could see it as the persona and the shadow, I guess, but it's just combining different aspects of yourself into one whole psyche, which is basically a product of individualization. Just making yourself an individual, making yourself you, is a product of just realizing your full self. Alright, and the last archetype Carl Jung established in his studies is the hero. Think of it as the urge to achieve the self, to achieve individuality. This is the motif of overcoming obstacles and achieving goals. The hero's main feat is to overcome the monster of darkness, which can be seen as the unconscious, the shadow, the evil in oneself. So, basically, achieving the self is a whole journey in and of itself that could be made into a fantasy, you could say. And let me check my notes to see if there's anything else I want to mention, but I believe that really is it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I really want to establish with the archetypes. Now, I do want to mention, take everything I said with like a decent bit of thought. I'm not saying I went to fucking Wikipedia and looked all this up. I did go to major sources, the best I could find, just basically basic research stuff. A few books, a few scholar articles, stuff like that. However, I don't get the full grasp of it, I believe, so basically, if you're confused about it, look it up yourself and read about it yourself, because it is honestly a very interesting topic. I really liked learning about it because I thought it was very interesting, honestly. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. Plus, archetypes, like how we use them in game, they are used to face life's hardships and anxiety and fears within a person, internally and externally. So, yeah, basically, the developers of this game did make archetypes fairly faithful to Carl Jung's interpretation. They just were their own unique spin on it to make things more interesting, and I like it. I like it a lot, honestly. Anyways, if you're wondering why I came over here, we're gonna go check out the Igniter shop, but not buy anything. Actually, I don't think we even went in here. Let's go talk to some pompous people. Oh, hello. Oh, no, we can't talk to them. We can see the Igniter.
Incredible.
So this is the latest model of like magic Igniter? I must admit, it does have a very high-end feel to it. Oh, hello, sir.
Ridiculous.
Just who do you think you are? Don't tell me someone your lowly stature actually intend to purchase an igniter. Surely the shop standards can be so low that it can sell one to an Eldar. I wager you haven't even an idea what magic or igniters are in the first place.
Well, do you?
You're trying to make a fool out of me? By the interest of charity, allow me to impart some basic of magic onto your undeserving ears. Listen well, you cod. Magic is activated by consuming a power called Magla, the origin of magic. You can't see Magla, but it's everywhere. It's in the air, in the soil, in our own selves even. But all that Magla means nothing without a way to activate it. And that's where igniters come in. These days, most come with their own Magla crystal, so with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyways. That being said, igniters are expensive, as plainly see. The shop's windows are likely the closest you'll ever get to owning one. Look, but don't touch, commoner.
Damn conceited. Noble. I didn't have a good comeback. I'm sad. Anyways, look at this crystal. These crystals aren't merchandise, are they? They seem to be lumped in Magla. They don't really look like the purple ones we've been destroying, but they're crystal. They resemble the shape a little bit. Anyways, at the desk over here is the actual merchant.
I've been informed that we will now allow you to purchase our magic igniters. Those were the words of the associate Brigitta Lacan herself. With that being the case, allow me to help you in finding an igniter that suits your needs.
I hear your voice within my mind.
You have my thanks.
Those who see my duty through to completion should be fairly compensated. The store's wares are yours to peruse from now on. Thanks, Brigitta. Proof of membership, I can now make use of the Magic Igniter Shop services. Do I have anything to appraise? Oh, yeah, I do. So you can appraise a few things from the Igniter Shop as well. Ooh, not bad at all. Anyways, what do you got? What else do you guys say?
Good day, sir. It would seem that you've developed quite a rapport with our field representative. Do be careful.
Okay. Now, the igniters they have, I thought we had one of them. Ah, yeah. Okay, so the only ones they have right now are basically AoE magic attack of all elements. We have the Blaze Igniter, Standard Fire Igniter, enables a multi-target fire skill, Mage Flames, and just copy and paste that for Hail Igniter for Ice, Bolt Igniter for Thunder, Lightning, Gale Igniter for Wind, Shine Igniter for Light, Holiness, and Penumbra Igniter for Dark. Or Evil, whatever they call it. I just say Dark. Good day, sir. Yeah, we can't afford any of that. But by using the new archetype, we could. But we'll say that for another day. What was I gonna do now? Oh yeah, he's down there. Okay. Yeah, let's talk to this lady. Why not? It's Anidia! I didn't even know that. Hey there. Don't you think that Anidia have given an unfortunate lot in life? Our eyes are only slightly different, and we like to keep ourselves neat and presentable, yet like Lamar are given all the best positions, and Roseanne as well. They never seem to have difficulties at finding a good job. When it comes to us, people inexplicably don't like us and say things like, the Nidia can't be trusted. Can't say why though, we haven't done a thing. Well, they speak ill of the Nidia, I suppose the elders still get it worse. Aren't you tired of people saying whatever they please about you? You may boast really. Now that will be important for the topic we're talking about tomorrow. But for now, let's rush on down here to the old man. He seemed really happy to see Gallica, so why don't we talk to him? I just never imagined the day I get to meet a real one. Perhaps there's some truth to the old story after all. As a boy, my parents would even tell me stories about fairies before bed. Would you care for me to tell you one?
I wonder.
So you grew up on fairy tales. No wonder you got fairies on the mind. If I listen to the man's tale, my imagination may improve. What do you think? You want to listen to the elderly gentleman's story? Sure. Imagine that, getting to tell a fairy tale to a real fairy. Come, let's find a table at the tavern.
Long ago.
Now, this story goes back to my grandfather's grandfather. Once far, far away, there is a village out to the countryside. There's a cave nearby that the villager prohibited anyone from entering. But one day, my ancestor, who was just a boy then, decided that he had to go see it for himself.
So he defies the elders? Your answer just sounds like a handful.
It runs in the family. Anyways, sure enough, he ventured deep inside and soon became swallowed in the darkness. Hopelessly lost. A handful or not, he was so just a boy. A bravery failed him. He sank to his knees in the dark, crying pitifully. But then, something bathed in a warm light caught his eye as it approached him. The little light actually spoke, saying,
Pipe down! You can't cry in a place like this.
He was shocked. After he got a good look at it, the boy realized it was a fairy. Pulsing with light, he was so relieved, his tears only magnified. But the fairy couldn't bear it. Throwing her arms out, she said,
If you want to cry so badly, fine. Suit yourself.
And she left. But before he knew it, the fairy returned.
Come on. Follow me,
she said.
I'll show you the way out.
You see, she had a sense of a dangerous beast in the cavern, and compassion won the day. She decided to get him safely back to the entrance.
Oh, yeah?
I thought the fairy was kind of cruel at first, but I guess she had a good heart.
When he entered the cave's mouth, the boy turned to thank the fairy, but he had already disappeared into thin air. Time marched on, and he grew into an adult. He visited the cave countless times, hoping to find and thank her, but he never saw her again as long as he lived. Oh, but would you look at the time? We better pick this up again later. If you'd like to know the ending, I'll be around.
That's actually quite pleasant. I was gripped by the story of the mysterious fairy. I feel like my imagination improved.
All right.
And with that, ladies and gents, we shall end the episode here. Next time in Metaphor Refantazio, we'll be taking a chill day. Oh, but it is Idol Day tomorrow, so we'll do a lot of shopping as well. I'll explain why next time. So until then, I hope to see all you wonderful agents here tomorrow. Goodbye.